If you're an absolute beginner and you're not very familiar with Photoshop, in this video I'm showing you my little formula so you can edit any architecture scene easily and without complication. Hi, this is Per and welcome to my channel. And please don't forget to like if you could find this video helpful. So the very first thing we all learn in Photoshop is how to select. There are so many ways to select in Photoshop. Some of them are very simple like magic wand or quick selection tool. However, these are not always accurate, and most of the times we have to come back to original methods and select manually. Here I want to show you my most used selecting tools. The first one is polygonal lasso tool. The key factor in selecting with polygonal tool is holding shift key before starting to draw is for adding to the previous selection. And holding alt key is for subtracting from the previous selection. And after making the selection, I'm creating a duplicate of the selection by using Ctrl J, and this would be the result. And the other selection method I'm using is the curvature pen tool. And the key is when you are drawing, if you single click on the anchor point, it creates a curved line. But if you double click on the anchor point, it creates a sharp corner. And once again, after we're done selecting, I'm using Ctrl J and creating a duplicate. And another selection tool is rectangular marquee tool, which is very handy if selecting a perfect rectangular shape, like these doors, for example. I've made all these selections so I could work on them separately. And now let's get into this formula. Let me show you in the editing process. These are the materials I'm going to use for this edit. First, I've got this selection of the background. Now I'm adding a sky and creating clipping mask on the sky layer. Then the other elements of the background, like the trees, all would be placed exactly like the sky. This picture I'm using for the trees of the background has already a sky in it. So for removing the sky from this picture, I'm simply using Select, Sky, and add a layer mask and invert the mask by using Ctrl I. And now I'm adding more trees. For the lake, the steps are the same. But I'm setting a soft light as its blending mode. I'm also adding an exposure layer and I'm creating a clipping mask on that too. And now replacing the grass texture the same way. The walls need to have a rough grainy texture. using the same grainy texture for the roofs as well. I also want the roofs more saturated, and so I'm adding a hue and saturation layer. For all these layers, I'm constantly using clipping masks. All I'm doing for the windows is to make them brighter and therefore clearer. And I'm replacing the doors with more beautiful detailed doors. And adjusting their colors. And at the end, I'm using a camera raw filter to boost the textures and colors all together. So to sum up this session, this formula is making a selection and making a duplicate, bringing another texture or even adjustment layer, and creating clipping mask and setting the blending mode if needed. You can practically use this formula for every editing process you have. If you like this video and find it helpful, don't forget to like and hit subscribe to my channel. Have a great day!